I'm Kaj Arnö, Executive Chairman of the MariaDB Foundation, and today I'm happy to be joined by Vinoth from MyDB Ops. So we met in Bangalore a year ago, but can you introduce yourself? What's MyDB Ops?
Hey, glad to speak to you, Kai. And at MyDB Ops, we do help clients for scaling their databases, achieve high performance, availability, and scalability through our various services offerings like specialized database consulting services and remote database administrative services.
And you focus on open source databases, I presume.
Exactly. So we support top open source database technologies like MySQL, Maria, Mongo, Postgre, and we have our aim is to support top 10 open source database technologies.
Okay, good to know, good to know. So whereabouts are your customers, roughly?
So our customers are scattered across globe. We can say like 50% are Indian customers, and rest of the customers are spread across the globe.
And can you give us a rough figure about how many customers and how many employees you have?
We have around 120 employees specifically on databases. As I already informed you, like we support multi-database open source databases. This team is spread across the various technologies, and we have around 100 plus AMC customers associated with us, and we have done our consulting services for more than 300 plus clients.
Okay. And now you're sponsoring the MariaDB Foundation. So what made you take that step?
It's a very interesting thing. The motto of the MariaDB Foundation, it's perfectly aligns with the MyDBOps vision on how the product should be built and delivered, right? So when it comes to the openness, continuity, and adoption, especially, so MyDBOps goes by that motto only. For example, we when we founded MyDBOps at 2016, we helped our customers to scale and stay within the open source databases. We handled all their databases challenges and helped them to scale within the open source technologies. So we are the strong believers in open source technology and the community. We wanted to excel further and grow. So this sponsorship is a small token to continue our journey in this regard.
Excellent. Yeah, you have really done your homework if you talk about adoption, openness, and continuity. So much appreciated. So you saw a couple of important touching points between MyDBOps and MariaDB. So are you active contributors in the open source arena?
Yes. So when we have built a strong expertise in open source technologies. So the first thing what we wanted to do is to share our experiences. That's the first step, right? To provide a mass adoption, we have to speak out loud. So and to explain that challenges can be overcome in open source technologies. Yeah, those who come to open source technologies first, they will initially feel that setback, right? Okay, if there is some issue, what we have to do? Okay, so to break that boundary, MyDBOps conducted series of webinars, meetups, open source database meetups, and also we write regularly on blogs. If you have seen our blogs, right, we have consistently writing on whatever the new technologies. Like we will be the initial explorers of any releases that happens in open source. We test it, we benchmark it, we present it, and we educate the team, educate others. So we bring that adoption and our knowledge to the whole industry, so that it is benefited for everyone. That is what is about open source, and we want to not stop there, and we want to continue further, right? So we actively contribute on bug patches. Then we are sponsoring lot of events in open source as well.
So I hear you now on adoption. So you sharing your knowledge, having webinars, writing blogs, and all of that, sharing knowledge about MariaDB definitely helps adoption. You were slightly touching the openness part, so like doing testing and bug reporting, and perhaps also contributing code. So have you been active on our GitHub with PRs slash with Jira on bug reporting?
So we we use not only the software itself but the whole ecosystem, right? Like for example, there are backup tools, there are archival tools, there are different schema change platforms. So we contribute to all of them, right? When we find some issue, we don't stop there or we don't just upgrade. We just report that back with proper evidence to reproduce it so that this is fixed for the whole community itself. So that's how we operate right now.
Great. And would you have some interesting war stories using MariaDB, like a particular use case or event around your support of MariaDB for your users that you would like to share?
Definitely, we have plenty of it. Actually, around 30% of our customers are using MariaDB because it's a truly open source and it's mostly like um, uh, I'm not able to get the word. Like it's a open source centric, like open source first approach.
Mm-hmm.
For example, if you take MySQL on the other hand, we can see that certain features are limited to cloud and enterprise customers, where MariaDB stays in like completely open source, true open source, I can call it. So that's the one of the greatest thing. And if you can see from the starting of MyDBOps, we started in 2016. We are supporting MariaDB MaxScale, MariaDB cluster to a great extent. That is the initial time the industry was booming. Open source database industry was booming, and people were using standalone instances by the time. We are the early adopters, and we are the early advocates for MariaDB tools and platforms. We help to implement MariaDB cluster in a lot of our clients in India as well as abroad to achieve high availability and performance. Okay. So,
Excellent.
to notably, if we can see, like in Europe, we have done a very big implementation, scaling billions of queries per second for a email domain itself, like MaxScale and MariaDB cluster.
Okay, good. So everybody today is talking about AI. So do you see AI popping up amongst your users and customers?
Absolutely, yes. See, as I told you, we going by our tagline itself, right? The tagline is scaling databases. That's what is our tagline. So we have built platforms and tools to handle database operation, any database operations. It can be schema changes, it can be execution, it can be archival migration at scale. Okay, so as the world is now converging to a AI end, right? Currently, what we are doing is we are building an AIDV that can resolve database challenges and guide what to do. And even there is one step ahead, like autonomously, it can also perform certain actions like what we allow. So that is what we are currently building on. So, and one of the good thing is that MariaDB now supports complete vector search starting 2025. That's one of the good news. Like it is for vector search, especially in open source database. Currently, we have PG vector, and MariaDB has vector capabilities starting from 11.8. Okay, so currently, what I can see based on the performance comparisons, MariaDB seems to be much faster compared to PG vector. That's a good news, I can say. And miles to go. So we are currently innovating on building an AIDBA platform.
That's music to my ears. And yes, performance is great in MariaDB Vector, but of course, I think the functionality is the most important thing, that you can easily create RAG applications with MariaDB, and that you can combine an LLM with your own data that you have in your own relational databases, namely MariaDB, or easily to be migrated to MariaDB. Looking ahead now, a year from now, when renewal is time, when there's time for renewal of your sponsorship of MariaDB Foundation, how would you evaluate whether your sponsorship was a success, whether we are moving in the right direction with the MariaDB or not? What's your wish list?
See, my wish list is to spread adoption. We are open to support any initiatives that has been organized by MariaDB Foundation. One of the greatest opportunity I can hear from you guys is about you are going to bring up MariaDB University, which sounds really cool for us, and we are also very eager to participate in that to expand MariaDB awareness and adoption across the community.
Excellent. Well, thanks for joining me here today. And any concluding words from you, Vinoth, about MariaDB or Mydbops?
Yeah, so we are the strong advocates of MariaDB. We promote MariaDB since because of its openness and truly open source nature and open source first approach. And we wish the best of all support for MariaDB Foundation to continue its journey in expanding this awareness and adoption.
Thank you, Vinoth of Mydbops. Thank you.
Thanks, Kai. See you.
The MariaDB Foundation is the global contact point for collaboration on MariaDB server. Our work is made possible thanks to the support of our sponsors.